they took this away and they took that away. But let's take these guys that we're patting on the back. We're saying, hey, man, we really appreciate your service and all of that. But as soon as that guy discharges and takes that uniform off, everybody's then, fuck you. Who are you? Who cares about your fucking job? And if you want to go to the doctor, get in line at some socialized medicine bullshit and be proud that you've got it.
Right. Right, no, and then they get told no anyway. On top of that, too, with the socialized medicine. You know, they go in and they get in line and they get told. My brother was one of those. He was in the Army, and he was out in Missoula. And he was a truck driver. He was transportation, but he was a truck driver. I'm not sure what it was. But they got attacked on their way to Missoula doing a transport. And he broke and shattered 3 or 4 discs in his spine, and they had to medically discharge him. And he's had a hell of a time ever since. And I mean, he was young, and he still is young, but he has had a hell of a time. I mean, when you talk about insurances and doctors covering
and these nuts
and all that, he doesn't get it. He doesn't get any of it, and it's just ridiculous. He has to go through, everything horrible, and so he just doesn't even complain about it. He literally just suffers through it because it's not worth the hassle to go through and get it taken care of, and that is fucking sad. That is very sad.
I agree.
On all
what the
accounts.
fuck are you using those for?
This conversation reminds me of the song and the music video of "The Wrong Side of Heaven" by Five Finger Death Punch. It depicts military members fighting for everybody's freedom, and they're coming back home. And
does anybody want to play Spin the Bottle?
And they have nothing when they get back, and no support. And the only support they have is from other military members.
That's true.
No, we do. We do have this generation of. You are right. I don't know any other word to describe them better than as pussies, because you have everyone that's self-entitled. You have everyone coddling their children. And you know what? I hate to say this, but Jeff's like, until we are under attack. We have shit going on.
I don't know why we got so upset. I thought that we were like prank phone calling.
We have shit going on in our country.
I know.
That is very...
And I'm going to bed.
And you have, media distortion. That's how I deal with it. There's a very good phrase. Media distortion on what it actually is.
I'm going to continue to work my ass off every fucking day and raise my 2 children, and I'm going to go to bed. But there's a fair amount of media distortion when it comes to the things that are going on. There's a lot of
propaganda.
Yeah, and
propaganda every day.
Where we were a proud nation at one point, being very proud, going, we've never had war on our grounds. Well, now we have it almost on a daily basis. Like, it does happen here now. I'm afraid. I was at Home Depot the other day because we're working on our house, and the security alarm was going off at the front door. And it sounded like, but I'm looking around and I didn't see anybody stealing anything. But fuck me if I wasn't ready to duck because I thought someone might be just coming in to shoot up Home Depot. And that's bad times we live in. That is
Apocalypse wants to know if vets have TRICARE.
Yeah, TRICARE is usually meant for retired veterans. I think it's depending on the quality of.
What's a term?
I'm sorry.
Isn't retired veteran kind of a oxymoron? Isn't a veteran?
No, somebody that actually put their 20 in and took their retirement's what I'm talking about.
Lester,
or put their 30 in.
Lester, can I ask you a question?
Sure you can.
Okay. The whole, were we talking about care, like health care? I just walked into the conversation. I'm sorry.
Jeff is back.
That's all right.
Were we talking about health care, about veterans?
No, we were just making a comment that I was saying that everybody wants to say Obamacare is horrible, which I personally agree it is pitiful.
Agreed.
But nobody minds throwing these veterans in a socialized medicine situation.
Okay, Lester, not to cut you off, sorry, man, but here's my experience with the health care of veterans. I've had veteran family members with their spouses pass away, and the whole veteran welfare, or not welfare, but the whole health care plan is a joke.
That's what he's saying. That's what Lester's saying.
Okay, then I agree with you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Lester. Do you know how hard it is to get Obamacare? Jeff, have you ever tried to go get Obamacare?
No, I haven't tried to get Obamacare.
you know where the states ran their like Medicaid and Medicare individually, and then and you can actually make a considerable amount at one point. I know in California when Bill Clinton was in office, you could almost make $40,000 a year and still qualify for Medi-Cal, which is Medicaid. And there was like, and it was pretty well like controlled. Now California is California and all that, but you can make a considerable amount of money and still qualify for government assistance for medical. And you have your dental and vision. And then all of that started to slump down right at the end of it because when a lot of it had to do with politics, and Bill Clinton caused a lot of problems kind of across the board. Anyway, you had the housing market. Everything kind of going shit and sour with the Bill Clinton administration. But and then that trickled into the Bush administration, and then I mean things have really have gone shit for a long time now. But
I think I agree. I think between Clinton, I don't care anything for Clinton.
I'm voting for Reagan.
I'm sorry.
I'm voting for Reagan.
Brady, shut up.
I think we all voted for Reagan, right?
I'm voting for Reagan again. I don't care if he can't be elected.
But I think there was plenty of.
I'm putting his name on the ballot. That's it.
I think there was plenty of blame to pass around with Bush.
Yeah, and I agree with that too. There was plenty.
There was
of
a lot of finger pointing.
Bush was a horrible president as well. Although I've been a Republican most of my life. And it's just like right now, looking at the choice that we have in Donald Trump, I don't care too much for Donald Trump, but he's the only obvious choice that any of us can make, because if we don't, we're just going to continue with Hillary Clinton. It's just going to continue Obama shit.
Yeah, this shit spiraled down. And
Lester,
I think it would actually become worse.
Can I get a second on Ross Perot running for an independent?
Ross Perot.
Really?
You know, Ross Perot, you can blame Ross Perot for Bill Clinton getting elected.
I kind of do, but if we throw Ross Perot in the election today as an independent, I think chances are he will win.
But see,
that's your opinion.
The thing is that you have to side with one, or you usually have to go Democrat or Republican. You can't just go in as an independent. Am I incorrect on that one? I don't think I am.
Yeah, pretty much.
An independent election is far and few between.
And I don't necessarily.
Well, wasn't Clinton, Bush, and Perot? Perot was involved in that election.
Right, but you usually have to go with the Democratic and
I mean, but he made it that far to the election to where he was still involved as an independent.
What I have to tell you is that you usually have to get the Republican or the Democrat nomination to run as president. You never really see that third one, kind of independent run in there. And so, and I'm not too, and this seems to be the case across the board. There aren't a lot of absolute, oh my god, I fucking love Donald Trump supporters out there. But there's a lot of, I hate Hillary Clinton going on out there. And she would create, and she would snowball off, and I think Obama, endorsing her has only made her case worse because everyone is so fucking sick of this shit. Everyone is, and not to say, and Donald Trump, he was very wise about his time in running for president. He wanted to run in the last election, and he pulled back. I think he did that very well. He's very meticulous and logical about his time in running for president. Because I don't think he would have beat Obama in Obama's second term, but coming into knowing he was going to probably run against Hillary Clinton, I think he was very smart about that. And he does support the veterans, and he supports a lot of crowds. He supports a lot of things, guys.
I was born and raised a Democrat and kind of leaning towards Trump as my vote.
I think that's a decent choice. I mean, with all that you have, I think Trump is his own worst enemy. So if he had just learned to shut the fuck up once in a while and quit running his mouth off about shit and just quit exaggerating stuff.
Right.
Can we
he'd be perfect on our Friday night shit show, Lester. That's what he'd be perfect.
I'm voting for Mickey Mouse.
Lester, can we agree to disagree that there's no good representatives from either party running for president?
I couldn't stand the Bernie Sanders supporters. I could not
fuck Bernie. Fuck Bernie.
He's worse than Obama. And I'm
God damn it, you guys are getting me engaged in this.
Like, you have supporters out there, and I was like, you guys want to take it to that level? You want to take it to a Bernie Sanders level? Like, that's fucking crazy to me. That is insane.
I feel bad for the next 4 years of America.
I don't. I actually think Donald Trump might do good things. The thing is that
I think he will too. I think North Dakota will pop back up with him.
I think we've had enough with the immigration bullshit.
North Dakota does well no matter who's president.
Well, we live in a time of information awareness. People can get on the internet and find stuff.
Yeah, there's jobs everywhere here.
Even with Bill Clinton, George Bush, and Reagan, that wasn't really starting to become apparent and obvious until Obama came into office, which he got, and I'm not a big fan of Obama, but he got called out on so many things because of the internet. Because we have access to information and we can communicate with each other. We have Facebook, we have social media, which wasn't that strong through the Bush administration and the Bill Clinton administration. It just wasn't there like it was with the Obama administration. So, and I think the same bullshit was still going on across the board. I just think more people were aware because they had access to information. So, with Donald Trump, and that's it, we've had so many problems with immigration and wars and shit happening in our own country, which, like I was mentioning before, until 9/11, you didn't really have a lot of this going on where people were flying planes into our tower. We didn't have war in our own grounds. I'm going to fall asleep. No, you are, Felicia. It's bedtime for Felicia.
Felicia, you work a lot.
But we didn't really have a lot of that, and now we do.
I didn't know a shit show went into this.
Problem. Someone willingly and openly went into a nightclub and shot him up. And like we have our own terrorists in our country too. Don't get me wrong. But
Lester, what's your position on gun control?
Oh well, I mean, look, you're talking to a guy that I have an arsenal. So, you mean
legally? Do you have the legal guns appropriated to?
It's not.
Sorry, hold on. Okay, you there? Sorry, we just had you there?
Just me.
Okay, we're there.
But you have legally assigned all your guns, correct?
Assigned them? Look, brother, I live in Texas, and we have that loophole where I can buy or sell to my neighbor, and we don't have to report that fucking gun.
Okay.
Carries a gun.
Fair enough.
We have a gun in our household too. I just don't.
I have unregistered.
We're actually right below right now a gun safe with at least 17 guns in it.
My parents had a whole closet dedicated to
We have 17 guns right now.
And they were literally
Sonny and Lester and I could walk around Texas right now with the open carry law. I would have a .357 Magnum snub nose with a lady's grip on it, and he would probably be carrying a Glock, and I dare anybody to come up to us.
Yeah,
personally,
we can carry two as long as it's not concealed.
You know what always blew my mind? And I don't carry around a gun, and I always feel like I'm so terrifying in the worst case scenarios. I'm gonna eat your face, terrifying if you threaten me, And I've never felt like I've had to carry a gun, even though I don't disagree with people having them. And there are times where I'm sitting there especially in the case of the Orlando shooting, I'm like, not one security guard, not one, was armed through this whole thing. The gun or the club owner, you're telling me not one person in that place had a gun? Because I know what, if I had a club. And something started to happen, first thing I do is go downstairs and I'd start popping off at the shooter. And that would end that whole thing right there. There was not one break. And I always feel like if I'm in a situation, if I'm in Walmart or something like that, and someone comes in and starts shooting, watch me try to ninja my way over there and snap his fucking neck and be done with that whole fucking thing. I feel like, it doesn't, I feel like I wouldn't die instantly. You'd have to shoot me quite a bit to kill me, but your life would probably end first. So
I kind of agree with Liz on that one.
Yeah, I'm more terrified in my mind than people with going bad intentions.
I've never held a gun. I grew up in Michigan, land of hunters and fishers and all that stuff, but I've never actually held a gun in my life because I was raised to the point to where if you can't handle a situation with your fists.
Without opening the safe, which
one you guys
want?
The one that
as
has
Felicia walks
down, you guys.
as Felicia walks down with 2 rifles in her hand.
Felicia, these aren't Felicia's guns.
I'm not.
They are.
Are they? Okay.
These are my 2.
Though,
Kill me,
personally, I mean, I'm not opposed.
Guns and drunk people don't mix.
That's
true.
what I said. I'm a little scared.
But I'm only drunk between the hours